Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another analysis video. This time we're going to be looking at a Protoss versus Terran. Yes, we're going to be going from the Protoss point of view this time, as this was sent in by our good man from Reddit, Durper, regarding map vision and what are mine drops. However, this replay he sent me, we're actually be talking about slightly different stuff. So if you do want, actually wanted me to talk about like kind of more what are mine drops in the more traditional sense, because the opening of this game was very much not standard to any sort of Widowmine drops. We're going to be talking about map vision, but not specifically Widowmine drops, because that's like how to identify the Widowmine drop build and the timings and stuff, which could be in another video. But this does not start standard. This starts with a 2 gateway opener, Cybercore first. Cool. So we're still going to talk about vision, and I think the main point about this video is how to press your advantage based on the strategy you're doing. So right now, here's the first slight mistake here. This probe goes in the middle of the map to go to the proxy location. Not a fan of this, because what happens right here is that they cross. Now if I'm Terran and I see a probe going in the middle of the map, I'm like, okay, he's scouting. But then he never comes to my base. This is the easiest proxy read of my life, so yeah. And he sees a second probe on top of that. That would have been a Terran's fault right there. But yeah, now I see the probe come in. It's like from a completely different angle too. And it's like, okay, should have been it should have been here by now, bam. All right, cool. What's the goal of 2 gateway Cybercore? Well, it's to put pressure, which means two things are going to happen. It's going to set him back army-wise, and it's going to set him back economic-wise as well, because he might need to pull some SCVs, he might need to use SCVs to repair stuff, and you can kill them, or he might need to build a bunker, he might lose SCVs on the way. So we're aiming for army killing, army pressure, and eco pressure. So to do that, and to really make those stand out as an advantage, you're going to have to, first of all, yes, build your army, which is step one, which is what we're doing. But most importantly is not losing the army, because if you lose the army and he loses his army, right, then we're going to lose our army advantage that we're trying to push. So obviously the first thing you got to make sure when you're doing this gateway stuff, don't use your shit. Kill stuff, but don't lose anything. This applies to pretty much every situation in StarCraft, but more so in here. And make sure that we're building our economy, because we're trying to damage his and we're killing workers as well. So we better make sure that we're building that. I like this robot here. It's very nice. I think just in case, you can always get an observer or a war prism. That can always help. Cool. We're killing army. Nice. We're not losing anything. Nice. We're killing army. Nice. We're going to be killing some SCVs as well. Awesome. Don't lose the stalker. You're going to lose the stalker for sure. Cool, we're killing army. Way more than he's killing ours. So far, mission pretty complete. If we look at the probes, though, we're not pushing our eco advantage right now. And if we look at the income tab, Terran's still ahead. And we killed some SCVs, too. This is going to be mistake number 1 here, I think. But we're still killing army. So at least we've got the army part down, right? Awesome. We're not losing shit, and we're killing stuff. Hell yeah, don't lose this. Excellent. So I think, especially when you're not losing army here, I think your chrono boost should definitely go on your probes here. We almost have 3 chrono boosts. And we could have pushed that eco advantage that we're trying to aim for with this build as well on top of our army advantage. Army advantage so far? Check. Very good job. Eco advantage, though, not very check. That's yikes. We're starting to lose more shit than we need to, especially with that. Like, we didn't have a blink there, so I don't know what we were trying to do there. But now what's kind of cool, we're going to be going for a war prism here. This will allow us to put a little bit more pressure, not only on the economic side for us to be able to build our economy, which we won't, but also to be able to scout the main base, see what's going on. And what's awesome about the 4 stalkers that 4 stalkers one shot a SCV, but also we can potentially deny these new production buildings. So that's what we're going to be aiming for. This Widowmines are stupid all the front. Awesome, cool. So we're seeing he's going for the extra barracks. Because he's not going for like, a 1-1-1 with a tech lab or anything. So He probably wants to work towards stim and stuff. This is cool. This is where I disagree. Listen. We're starting to make immortals, but we've missed the point of our opener. Our opener here did economic damage, and yet we're not really getting that far ahead in economy. He, like, obviously right now he has workers pulled, but if you count the mules in, he's supposed to pretty much be ahead almost. And we're still not making probes right now. So the thing is, immortals are so expensive, and they don't have a role here. What is the role of the immortal? Well, the role of the immortal, it has like one big function, and that's to kill like big armored units. So the immortals are pretty good to mid to late game against big balls of like Marauder tank. They're pretty, they deal a pretty good amount of DPS. They're quite sustainable. They got that hardened shield ability, or no, it's not hardened shield. It's barrier, I think now. So right now, making an immortal, it's very expensive. That's not allowing you to get more gates, which is, the army advantage we're pushing, and it's not allowing us to get our base as early as we want. This is 5 minutes 46, and we already used up 275 more. So these two equals 550 minerals. That's literally a gateway and a nexus, much earlier than this. We could have gotten a gateway and a nexus one full immortal ago. So like in the 4 minutes. So we would have had a robo with, observers to be safe. We could have, started making immortals and shield batteries if we knew he was doing something cheeky in terms of a timing push. And we could have just literally had a nexus and 3 gates. That would have been amazing. We would have pushed our early advantage so much more. But instead, we're kind of investing a lot of money to get these immortals first before our economy going. Which is strange because we want to push that advantage so much further. So yeah, a lot of times, sometimes we're stuck in the mindset of I have a robo, it's not doing anything, so I'm wasting time. But no, of course you can cut immortals. Immortals are expensive. They're situational. Doesn't mean you have a robo that you should be using it constantly. It's not exactly like Terran. Even Terran does this sometimes, but we don't always need to. But like we have a factory, we've got a starport, we've got a barracks as well. Most of the time, we want to be using all of those at the same time to maximize it. But sometimes it's like, okay, well, I don't want more tanks. I want to make sure I have enough gas to start my upgrades and double medevacs as well. So we might just put a pause button on the tanks for a second. The same thing can apply to here with the robo as well. So definitely going for these 2 earlier immortals doesn't really serve much purpose, and it doesn't push any of the advantages that you've built throughout the early game, which is supposed to be army and economy. So we could have gotten that economy up way, way, way faster. Cool. And what's awesome about this build, and I love these 4-stalker with this kind of pressure, because now we've spotted that he's probably going to want to go for stim combat shields, and as long as he doesn't have stim and combat shields, you can get away with almost anything you want as a Protoss. So literally, if he doesn't have stim or combat shields, he doesn't even have these barracks done by now, okay? Get a Nexus, get a Robo Bay, get your higher tech, get some maybe upgrades as well, drop some gateways. You don't have to rush for these immortals so fast. If you want to use them, oh yeah, totally. Go for observers. Those are cheap as hell. They won't really affect, the timing of your nexus or your extra gates, Awesome possum. Charred, very nice. Okay, cool. So when we're expanding, should always put 2 pylons pretty much every single expansion you take past the second base. So you got a 3rd nexus. You've got your proximity pylon for warpins, emergency and stuff. And you want to put a vision pylon. So nexus, pylon. Hell yeah. We're taking a 4th base. Nice. Nexus, pylon. Hell yeah. We're taking a nexus here. Holy shit. Pylon. Or like pylon here or something like that. Just a vision pylon. Probably like here and here. Or like here and here maybe. That's debatable. I'm not too sure. But we can think about it. While you're at it too, eventually, maybe you can even do pylon. And while you're doing the 3rd base, might as well put a pylon here. Because what's awesome about observers is that observers can be on the map. They're undetectable. And one of your big advantages here is, exactly, it's the fact that, you're economically ahead of him. So He does not want to be spending scans on fucking observers. He wants to drop every mule he can because he's behind economically. And he definitely doesn't want to be able to build safety missile turrets because he's already behind. And he doesn't want to like spend what if you want like an engineering bay and 2 safe missile turrets. What is that like? It's like 325 or something like that. Minerals. You don't want to be spending that. Hell yeah, observers are OP when you're in an economic advantage like this. DTs as well, of course. Hell yeah. So yeah, Nexus, proxy pylon, vision pylon, and might as well vision pylon as well. Every subsequent base, Nexus, pylon, vision pylon, and you know we didn't get any like general upgrades as well, which was not great. I love this Haraz, very active, very nice. But this observer here, it's such a waste because this observer can be on the map. It can be seeing what kind of army comp he has, seeing the movement on the map. But instead, it's stuck here as like a replacement pylon, kind of. A lot of people don't put pylons because they're like, yeah, but it's going to be sniped. Well, I mean, Zerg does it too. And to be honest, like, that pylon is rebuildable. It's giving you extra supply. You're making sure you're not even getting supply blocked. And, like, to be honest, losing a pylon over, like, 8 probes because you didn't see it, not cool. This has so much more potential to be a better scout than just a stationary kind of observer. You can really use it more on the map, seeing the army movement, expansion patterns, and stuff like that. Stuff you can't do with pylons. Which means you probably could have spot that. Obviously, this is just more map awareness. Maybe this could be slightly more to the left. And really, once you've really secured the fact that you've got like an economic position advantage, and you're also economically ahead, you're gonna want to secure that advantage as well. So eventually, if you had dropped that third base a little bit earlier, I went for it like that robotics bay forge. Robotics bay forge. Yeah. Once that finishes, you can start, dropping a cannon in each base, which is nice. Try to, put them maybe one here, one here. You want to put them more, at the edge here, one here. And eventually, 2 versus drops, you want to just add another shield battery. So, look at all these pylon placements, right? You should always have eventually like a pylon behind everyone, because I'm not sure you can reach everywhere with this pylon, I think maybe you could put a cannon here, but you can only put a cannon here, and we kind of want them here. So remember to always have pylons in behind your mineral line as well. Yeah, for sure. And then start putting cannons once you've secured that economic advantage. But yeah, I mean, you already had vision, you just didn't quite react in time. The thing that's difficult with Widow Mines is that like you don't get the alert until all your shit's dead, so that's why they're really good. And you don't really expect them at 38 minutes, which is why I think they're criminally underused in higher level in terms of later Widow Mine drops, because pros are so used to the Widow Mine drop timings, which I might explain in another video. In terms of like the openers, but almost no Protoss is like really, really fucking good at just spotting all of the Widow Mine drops like later on in the game, right? Because their attention span is a lot more split. Cool potatoes. Look at all these immortals with 0 kills, 0 much damage dealt for the past 4 minutes. They were very, very important to rush out. Yes. Very cool. Yeah, so eventually you're going to want cannons here. You're going to want to have your spotter pylons as well. And that's really going to help you a lot in like securing your mineral lines. Especially when you're economically ahead, right? If you're economically like even, you might not afford cannons, obviously. But that would be a different situation. We're more or less talking about right now pressing your advantages of what your opening is trying to do. Alrighty-o. Cool. Where's the Guardian Shield? Guardian Shield lasts 11 seconds, dude. Not a lot of fights last over 11 seconds. Just pop it before. You don't have to pop it last second. I think you pop it right now. Yeah, there you go. It's a little bit late, not gonna lie. How many you should have counted like how many volleys of attacks that Bioball was able to do, and then subtract that entire thing -2 per unit. Like, that would have been a lot of damage reduced for sure. Don't forget to pop your Guardian Shields. They last a long time. You can pop them whenever you want. Cool. There's this incident with like a cannon and shield battery would have bought so much time for you as well. But yeah. Alright. You know, without that pylon behind here, you know, you can't even put the cannons or the shield batteries there. So I think these are definitely things you need to get later on in the game. But you were never really able to secure your economic advantage that you should have tried to, you know, secure from the early game opener. Nice. This is a very scrappy game. Very true. Alright, I think that's pretty much it. Nice force field. Lock out everything. Excellent, yeah. Warp is in the main, warp in, and he's pretty dead. Nice. Alright, cool. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for the video. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another video. If the same guy can actually post a replay of like a opener where it doesn't go for 2-gate opening, and each player just goes for kind of, even if it's a core first and a nexus, as long as it's an expansion build versus an expansion build, and the guy just goes for Widowmine drops or Widowmine anything, I would love to talk about all of the possible Widowmine timings and what to look out for and stuff like that. So, yeah, catch you guys next time.